Alpha holding short.
A10C Alpha, runway 17, clear for takeoff, make left traffic report midfield.
A10C Alpha cleared for takeoff, and we're going to be departing to the east.
And Roger,
He's all confused. Eastbound departure, 10C Alpha. Okay, I'm going to close my window. Make sure nobody's on the runway, nobody's coming in to get us. Okay, and you can feel what I'm doing on the rudders. Full right rudder. At this point, I don't really need... Okay, can you see the windsock? It looks like it's a little bit from our left, so I'm going to give it some left. Push this to rich. Checklist is complete. Engine instruments are in the green. I see runway 17. I also see it here, so I know we got the right thing. Power's coming smoothly to full. Making sure the instruments are staying the same. They're good. And there's 40. We're looking for 55. So I'm going to start just easing back. Just like that. We're fine.
Marcus Tower, 77 Foxtrot, midfield 17.
And you can feel I've got right rudder in, right?
Runway 17, clear the option.
Clear the option 17.
So
77 Foxtrot.
in my view, the nose is on the horizon. I don't know where it is for you. But this is what it should look like in a normal climb. And I'm trimming off the pressure, so I'm not having to fight the yoke. So if I were to take my hand off, a little bit more nose up, it's going to hold pretty steady. Okay, looking all around, making sure everything's clear. Let's take a look at our engine instruments. They're pretty important, right? Everything's in the green. Okay, we're going to make a left turn, so I'm going to roll slightly right, and we're going to take a look out to your left. Clear?
Yes.
And tower did tell us we could go. So a little bit of aileron. Keep that left hand on the yoke. I want you to feel everything because you're going to be flying us pretty soon, right? And as I do so, I'm keeping that nose at the same height. You can see the railroad track here. It pretty much points to the east. And now as I roll out, what do I have to do with my rudder and ailerons?
Left.
There you go.
One Mike Charlie, there's traffic.
You can feel that little scab of rudder as we rolled out, right? Little extra rudder. Okay, so we're heading a little bit north of east, and that's by my own intention. Okay, you ready to do a little flying?
Yeah.
Okay, so keep that right throttle, that right foot in, just like I've got it. Right hand on the or right hand here, holding this in full. There you go. Your controls. You're flying.
10 Marcus Tower, Citation Mustang 251 Mike Charlie, we're good for the visual 17.
Hey, 251 Mike Charlie, Roger. You can expect a left downwind entry for runway 17.
Left downwind for 171 Mike Charlie.
And you'll notice as you're keeping the nose about the same place, the engine sounds just the same, right?
Yeah.
And the airspeed's around 80, which is what we want right here. You don't have to stare at it. It's just a quick look to verify. And as long as your nose is there and you're at full throttle, you're going to get about 80 knots. Okay, I'm going to fly again, my controls. All right, let's come back to the left a little bit. I just want to show you. What's that?
I thought we were going.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear
Are we
you.
trying to go what, heading? Or are we on a heading or no?
I'm turning a little to left because I want to show you something that's off to the right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's a little town down here, and you can see the railroad track and road that run parallel to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then right at this little town, they split apart. Okay, and then there's also a couple of lakes. So that area represents the eastern edge of Tower's Class D airspace.
Okay.
So if you're coming back...
What town is that, do you know? Geronimo or no?
I think it's Martindale.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to verify it on the map.
Okay.
But it's a very distinctive little town. And
we'll make right traffic runway 17.
so the point is, when you're coming back in, if you haven't called up Tower and you see that you're getting close to this town, you better call them up.
Okay.
No, repeat.
Need your right traffic for runway 17.
So your controls keep us going. Go ahead. Yeah.
About 10 miles?
Right hand here.
That's
No, it's
about
4 miles.
Oh, it's 4 miles.
Charlie, we got the 172 in sight.
Stay 1 Mike Charlie, Roger. You're number 1 for the runway 17, clear to land.
Clear to land 17.
All right, now you got two things. You've got this ball here, and you've also got this little rectangle. You can use whichever one you like. Step on the right rudder a little to center it up. one do you think you'll want to use?
I guess the ball, but they look like they're going opposite.
No, they
match up? Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, let's use the ball. Let's keep it simple right now. Okay, so as we're going east, we're going to get up to 3,500. We're at 32 now. And once you get there, we're going to level it off with pitch, power, and trim. So when you get about 100 feet before,
wind 150,
apply a little bit of forward pressure on the yoke and start smoothly reducing the power
number 2 to follow Cessna Mustang.
until start reducing your power.
Now?
Number 272 Alpha,
right now.
and approach altimeter 3011.
Keep us going straight. Just listen to your engine. You can hear us coming back. Now take a quick look and get me to about the bottom of the green if you can see where that is. There you go. Okay, lower the nose down a little bit more.
On 120.
And we're at 3,500. This tells you that we're, and yeah, trim, go ahead.
20.87, Sierra Alpha. Frontier 1924, clear
Come
direct
back left a little bit.
Houston Center 132.15.
Okay, are we still climbing a little bit?
Direct,
We are, right?
I like to Frontier.
So you can, yeah, rotate that forward just a touch more.
1862, continue your descent
down?
via the arrival.
Forward?
See what it says nose down? It's a big wheel, so rotate it forward.
62 out of 14,000.
So go ahead and rotate it forward a little. Okay. Now, just quickly, just take your hand off the yoke like this for a second. What's the airplane want to do? Wants to go down, doesn't it? Okay, so bring this back a touch to where you want it, and then trim off the pressure by going the opposite direction. And just play around with that a little till you can fly hands off.
7534, approach on 120.87. Conquest 5, Charlie Echo, descend and maintain 2,500.
2,500.
Adjust your mixture for you a little bit.
Officer, approach up of 587, 18.6, be the Lily arrival.
Okay, some more landmarks. If you look down here,
17 left.
you can see the toll road 130.
Oh, yeah.
That's going bankrupt because no one's paying tolls. Okay, you're getting a little high. Lower your nose a little touch. Okay, and let's go ahead and pick up your left wing, make a little bit of a left turn, and we'll go toward the highway for a second. Just go towards. Very nice. Good job holding the altitude. And as you're in the turn, just make sure that the nose doesn't go up or down, and that'll help you hold your altitude. Keeping your eyes outside, looking for traffic, looking at the landmarks. Okay. Level out right there. Very nice, Stacie. Nice. Okay, we've gained a little altitude, so just make a small correction. Alright. Next, we're going to turn back to the right, and I don't know if you can see it yet, but right down there is the city of Lockhart.
Yes.
Or town. I don't know if I call it a city.
Yeah, the
Okay.
city. I totally...
Okay.
I used
There
to
you
tell
go.
on that whole area. A couple doctors there.
There you go. Watching outside so the nose just kind of tracks across, doesn't come up or down. Look at this altitude control. You're killing it.
Where's my turn coordinator right here?
What's that?
This is my turn coordinator that...
This is your backup attitude indicator. This is your primary attitude indicator. That's your turn coordinator.
Okay.
But this is really what I want you concentrating on. That's your big attitude indicator.
United 1862 got Foxtrot.
United 18.
Okay, let's roll out right that way. And if you'll notice, okay, so you see the S right there for south, that's 180 degrees. So if we're, that's all right, go ahead and do what you got to do. Okay. So this pen is pointing south. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. If you look outside, you'll see a road that points to the south. It comes out of Lockhart, it points to the south. And just on my side of the road is the Lockhart Airport. Let me know if you can see that.
On your side of the road.
Uh-huh.
You contact approach
It's right.
125.32.
Tell you what, my controls.
2532.
And when I say my controls,
Your controls.
there you go. Good. Okay, I'm just going to take us a little bit this way. and I'm going to roll like this. And I want you to look down there. Make sure we're clear,
Oh, I
right?
see it. Yes.
You got it? Okay.
Visual.
2 Alpha Whiskey's off.
So again, more landmark. We're 10 miles, we flew 10 miles east.
Continue your VFR
And 10 miles east is town of Lockhart, and just south of the town is the airport.
Okay.
Calling.
So if you're ever out there soloing in the pattern and something terrible happens to Skyport or to San Marcos and you can't land here,
Then be the arrival.
one option is just to pop right over here 10 miles to the east. Oh yeah, is it open?
Yeah.
Okay, your controls again.
My controls.
Your controls.
Altitude indicates 6,500.
All right. So I've lost you about 100 feet. So let's just add a little bit of power. Just listen to the engine. Add it till you hear a little change. There you go. Good. That's about 100 RPM add. Without doing anything else, that ought to get you back up.
Centurion 7736 kilo approach.
36 kilo here, go ahead.
36 kilo, I had traffic for you, but no factor. Contact Houston approach now on 124.22.
422.
All right, we're going to continue on this heading.
Southwest 4528, Austin
And so you can look at your compass here. You see we're on about 150, but now find a cloud or a landmark and just keep going toward it so you don't have to concentrate inside.
Clear direct marks, marks 1
All right. I'm going to have you go to 10 degrees of flaps. And when you go to 10 degrees of flaps, it's mostly going to be lift. The airplane's going to want to go like this. You're going to have to go like that because I want to maintain that altitude. So go ahead and reach out and go flaps 10. All right.
Frontier 1359.
Good correction. And now if you need to make a little trim adjustment, make your adjustment.
And continue your descent via the arrival.
But what I want to emphasize is it's your left arm that's really doing it, and this trim wheel is just to make it so you can fly this thing if you want with 2 fingers.
Okay.
Bonanza 22 Alpha, contact approach 120.87.
Okay. See that road over there?
Yes.
Southwest 580.
Let's go ahead and pick up your wing, and then we'll turn in that direction. So clear and then turn.
Have a good day.
I call it rock and roll. We rock right, and then we roll left.
080.
Left 080, south of 4258.
And as much as you're comfortable, Stacie, if you can take this right hand off and just rest it here,
I know.
the more you do that, the better you're going to be.
Runway 17 right.
Alright, 17 right.
And if you're trimmed up, it shouldn't take you very much. Okay, on this heading, I want you to see that one tall cloud right there?
Yes.
We'll point towards it. I want you to ease your power back to 2,000 RPM. So pull it back till it starts to move and then take a look. There you go. Nose is going to come down. I want you to let it come down. We're going to descend to about 3,100 feet, okay?
Okay.
So right hand on the throttle and trim as you need. So it's about half ground, half sky. This is what it should look like. What's your airspeed right now?
90.
Okay. All right, are we descending? Our nose is getting a little high. We're kind of leveling off. So I need you to lower your nose just a bit and then trim off the pressure.
1359, contact approach 125.32.
2532, Frontier 1359.
And when we get down to okay, a little less power.
Southwest
There you go.
4258.
When we get down to 31, I'm
Direct Lexi.
going to have you add the power back to where it was and level this off at 31.
Approach, Bonanza 422 Victor, 4,500.
Bonanza 422 Victor, Austin approach, Austin altimeter 3011.
3011, 22 Victor.
Good afternoon, Austin. Gamma Jet 508.
All right, a little less power.
Descending
Bring it back to about 1,800.
Gamma Jet 508.
That'll help you come down.
Expect runway 17 left.
So power controls your altitude, not just your airspeed, doesn't it?
Right.
Okay, descend via the arrival, except maintain.
So we're within 100 feet of our target altitude. I want you to smoothly add the power back in. We won't trim yet. Just smoothly add power back to about 21, bottom of the green. And we'll level at 31. Trim off the pressure. All right. Let's make another left turn. So clear left and turn left. You see the little white thing? It's like a little 2 white spots about right under your wing.
Yes.
That's where we're heading. Okay.
Houston approach, Cessna 2465 Quebec, let's cancel IFR.
65 Quebec, IFR cancellation received. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Thank you.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Have a good day, 65 Quebec.
Okay. And as you're turning, check your altimeter. We're getting a little low, so add a little more power and pitch. Actually, when you turn, the airplane's going to want to descend a little bit because the lift vector is not straight up. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to raise the flaps, but before you do, when you added flaps, the airplane went like this. What's going to happen when you raise it up?
The nose is going to drop.
Right, so you got to fight that, okay? So flaps up, back pressure on the yoke right away.
Experimental 25 Mike November is with you, passing through 3,200.
Roger, 25 Mike November, were you previously given a code or
oh, did you see that bird? Yeah. All right. On this heading, I want you to climb back up to 3,500 feet. And the thought is this. When you add power, it's like stepping on the gas. So as you add power, add a little right rudder at the same time so that your ball stays centered. So this time, at first, I'm going to contradict myself. Don't add power, or excuse me, don't add rudder the first time. First, just go ahead and add full power and raise the nose to that climb attitude, and watch what happens.
Do you know what the encore
Bring your nose up,
your destination?
full power, and let's see what happens to the, all the way to full. See how the airplane wants to turn left?
Yes.
Okay, so give it a little bit of right rudder, a little back pressure, to center the ball and keep us going straight ahead. Okay, let's make one more left turn. You see the town of Lockhart?
November,
yes.
I want you to go straight over top of the town.
Are we still,
You can reduce your power back to about 2100 again. That'll level you off at 35. Was that your question?
yes.
Okay.
Are we still climbing, is what I was asking.
Hello, Austin American 2404.
All right.
Descending 20.
A little bit less power now that we're up at our altitude.
With Foxtrot.
Back to about 21.
Then approach, expect runway.
Okay, this looks good. So, what do you recognize outside?
Lockhart.
Okay, town of Lockhart.
I-10. Right, no, this is 190, right?
130, toll road. Yep. What direction are you generally heading? Northeast?
Southwest-ish.
Southwest, right?
Blazer 26.
We're heading southwest, so if we went straight ahead and continued on, we'd get to San Antonio eventually. Okay. See if you can spot the Lockhart Airport.
1000. Blazer 264, turn left.
Remember, it's south of the town.
Right there.
Nice. Okay. All right. Now I want you to, now that we're just about over the town, let's turn to a heading of west.
508.
Don't forget to rock first. Clear? Okay. And we flew basically east to get to Lockhart, right? So by turning west, we should get back home. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Remember how far it is from Lockhart to?
10 miles.
10 miles. Okay, roll out right here. Level your wings. There you go. And if you look at your left 11 o'clock, what do you see?
I think the airport.
Okay, that would be San Marcos. Notice on the left, it's got a great big concrete pad.
Right.
Okay, so that's the ramp, that's where Skyport is. And then you've got the runways. And in the haze, go ahead and point towards the airport. In the haze just beyond, can you make out the city of San Marcos, the campus?
Yes.
Okay, so if you turn basically west, even if you can't see the airport on a clear day, you should definitely be able to see San Marcos. You head towards San Marcos, you're going to find the airport.
Okay.
Okay, next thing we need to do is descend to 3,000 feet and go straight toward the airport. I'm going to listen to the weather.
San Marcos Tower, 8 information Golf. Time 17450 Zulu. Wind 140 at 14, gusts 19er. Visibility 10. Sky conditions scattered 1,000.
Blazer 264, broken left B, contact Houston Center on 132.15.
Altimeter 3013. RNAV GPS approaching use. Landing and departing runway 17. Parachute operations in effect at Pinterest Airport, located approximately 8.5 miles southeast of San Marcos Airport. Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf.
Okay, we'll listen one more time. Let's descend to 2,500.
2,500.
1745 Zulu.
Yep.
Then 2,500.
Wind 140 at 14, gust 19er, visibility 10. Sky conditions scattered 1,300, ceiling broken 1,900. Temperature 33, dew point 20, altimeter 3013. RNAV GPS approaching use, landing and departing runway 17.
Tech approach 125.32.
Okay, now I want you to look off to your left,
What's the pattern altitude at Santa Monica? 2,000?
1,600 feet. So we're in a good descent for that. So there's your railroad tracks that come out and your road. Look for where they split apart. Look for the little town.
Okay.
And let me know when you've got it.
I see the town.
Okay, and you can see the two lakes as well. All right, so that tells us that we better give Tower a call. We're now 6 miles east. So you can tell them that we're 6 miles east, and now we have Golf. So give them the full call sign.
Tower 810 Sierra Alpha. Have information Golf. We're 6 miles east. Inbound for landing.
That was perfect.
310 Sea Alpha Sparks Tower, and our left base runway 17, wind 160 at 7.
0 Sea Alpha Alpha. Left base runway 17.
Nice. Okay. So before landing, I want you to take your mixture to full rich. With your thumb, just push it full.
77 Foxtrot,
Okay.
midfield.
Make sure your lights are on, seatbelts.
Request short final.
You don't need to talk.
Touch and go.
You don't need to talk.
Foxtrot and short approach to your discretion. runway
That's somebody
17
else.
for touch and go.
Clear
Okay.
touch and go 17.
Can you see that you're lined up for a left base for 17? Because you are.
Am I? Enough
Yep.
out though? Enough far?
Yeah.
Is there any
Because-
points, a visual that you suggest to do like a left base? Like, is there anything that you usually use?
Yeah. Where you are right about now, see those little white buildings that look sort of like hangars? If you stay just inside of those, you're going to be good.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to do something called a B gumps, which is brakes. I'm going to step on the brakes, make sure they work, then I'm going to slide my heels to the floor. G is gas. We got enough gas, and the gas is on both, right?
Right.
Undercarriage in this airplane, it's fixed. Mixture we already put to full. Prop is also fixed. Seat belts and switches. And the only switches we need are the lights, which we've already got. So before landing checklist is complete, you're looking good. Now the wind is pushing us from the left, right? So we need to actually have the nose pointed.
Sea Alpha, you're following a Cessna on a mile final. He's going to do a touch and go. You're number 2, runway 17, clear to land.
Traffic in sight, clear to land, runway 17.
0 Sierra Alpha Alpha, traffic in sight, cleared to land, runway 17.
Okay, see how the wind is pushing us out? Just turn left a little bit, because we're going to actually be flying through the air like this. Point your nose a little to the left of those
Do
buildings.
you want to use rudders for this or no?
No, just normal coordination.
Okay.
No crab or anything. Right here is good. Looking really good. Hold that. Right hand on the throttle. You're good. Right on the throttle. Airspeed's 85 knots. You're half crown, half sky. This is actually looking good.
Is our altitude too low?
Nope. We want to be right about here. You can actually add a touch of power and let the nose come up just a touch so we don't get any lower quite yet. That's good. Right there. Okay, give me flaps 10. And don't let it balloon on you. There you go. All right, let's reduce the power a couple of hundred down to about 16. Reduce. There you go. Now can you give me flaps 20?
Flaps 20.
There you go. Let's get a good look around, make sure nobody's coming in on us. Lower your nose, please. Lower your nose. There we go. Okay, you're still flying. I'm gonna back you up a little bit. Okay, reduce that power back to about 13. Keep the pitch right about like this, okay? A little bit of back pressure. Okay, I want to roll in a little bit of trim so we're not fighting it. Notice your airspeed's about 70, which is good. Okay, final still clear. We are cleared to land. Okay, keep the nose. Don't let it come up or down. Start a gradual left turn now. Just like that. Okay, let the nose come down a little bit. Bring your power all the way back to idle now. We're going to make the runway all the way back. There you go. Okay, don't dive, don't change anything. Well, other than this. But as far as pitch, keep it right where it is. I'm going to go flaps full. Okay. Okay. Put a little bit high. Are you sure you're all the way back to idle? There, that's idle, okay. All right. And we don't need to dive. We're just going to hold it right where it is. Okay, my controls, but I want you to still, my controls, follow me through with left hand only. All right, so now we're getting close to the runway. I'm going to hold it up here. Hear the stall horn. Down, and I'm keeping full back pressure. Steering with my feet. And we're down. I'm going to raise the flaps. Okay, and your controls again.
My controls.
Your controls, right hand on the throttle. You want to open your window? I'll take the controls if you want to pop your window open.
Yes.
My controls. There you go.
Woo!
Good.
It was a hot one.
Yeah.
San Marcos Tower, 77 Foxtrot, midfield 17, request touch and go.
Cessna 0 Alpha, turn right runway 26.
Sierra Alpha, turn right, runway 26.
So 77 Foxtrot, runway 17, clear touch and go, wind 200 at 13.
Let's bring this full back for aerodynamic braking. Get on the brakes a little bit, slow us down, slow us down. This is our turn.